What's going on, Master Duel fans? James Polk here. 11k points reached for the King of the Island Festival, and we got us a secret saucy deck profile for you guys. That will be Traptrix, the inset Traptrix. Mission of the deck focuses on Traptrix Atrax, protecting the castle. You want to keep her alive at all costs, so that you are able to trigger whole normal traps from the hand, so that you are able to disrupt your opponent easily. And then if you're able to disrupt trap cards from hand at your disposal at your opponent, you just basically win. And with that being said, let us get into the deck profile for you guys. So for the Traptrix monsters, the Captain, Atrax, the Shield of Arachnocampa, and then your suppliers of Traptrix. Mantis gets you the monsters, Traptrix monsters, and then Myrmilio fills up the supply of trap cards in your hand, because you want to dispose them from your hand when it comes to Atrax on the field. So you have the castle, the shield, and your two suppliers. Keep protecting the castle, aka Atrax, and you just win from there on out. And what that also means is that Harpy's Feather Duster and Lightning Storms, in terms of back row hate, it becomes useless. Same with Cosmic Cyclones. The other monsters, 2 Retaliating Sea. Retaliating Sea is amazing because this card by himself, the cockroach is able to turn on the Macrocosmos effects, which simply says that they need their graveyard effects to play. So when it comes to Retaliating Sea, when your opponent activates a spell that involves special summon in it, special summon this card from your hand, and then if summoned this way, it accesses Macrocosmos, and if it gets sent from field to graveyard, search you a 1500 or less attack Earth inset from deck to hand. Most cases, you have the supplier of Mantis, which is at 15, and your shield of Arachnocampa at 1300 attack. And then that's that for the monsters. Oh, and DD Crow. Card comes up, it's okay. And then spell lineup. 2 Cosmic Cyclones. 2 Ties of the Brethren. Every time I saw this card with a level 4 Earth inset based off from this list, I just outright win the game from there on out. So when it comes to Ties of the Brethren, you saw this card when I first played it in Magical Muskets. If you're not familiar with it, the turn you resolved Ties of the Brethren, you can't do any more special summons, and you can't do no battle phase. The biggest trade-off is pay 2,000, target 1 level 4 or lower monster you control, special summon 2 monsters with different names amongst the target from your deck that has the same type, attribute, and level. And Ties of the Brethren is meant for getting out your Captain, Traptrix Atrax, a lot faster, in case if you never saw the card all game long. Going second, Traptrix Myrmilio for the spot removal, which is super insane. And then going first overall, if ties resolve, you are in a far ahead game state. And then 3 Trap Tantalizing Tune, discard 1 level 4 inset, no plants, or 1 normal trap, draw 2. And then you can banish this, target 1 of your banished level 4 inset, no plants, or normal traps, place it on the bottom of your deck. So generally the idea is that in case if you ran out of resources early, you can outright put cards back to the deck so that you are able to outgrind and outsource your opponent. And then the one-ofs, Traptrix Garden, Call By, Change Your Heart, Lightning Storm, and Tactics. One card you didn't see, or couple cards for the list. Raigeki, Droplets, and I believe it was Forbidden Chalice. Raigeki, Droplet, Forbidden Chalice. These are the cards you didn't see on this list. Because I felt like Raigeki and Forbidden Chalices were a bit of a stretch. Because, for one, games usually take place where if they have something in terms of destruction effects, you are really in a bad spot. So I opted Lightning Storm instead of Raigeki or Feather Duster, so that I rather Feather Dust the back row instead of the usual monster. Plus, in this specific event, I did come across Fire Kings, and it was a terrible idea to storm away the monsters. So don't use Raigeki, Feather Duster, or Storm in terms of destruction effects on those cards. But everything else, in terms of Storm or board wipes, it's fine. And then the list of the one-ofs, as I already mentioned. And then traps. For the non-trap hole trap cards, 3 Imperm Basic, Solemn Strike, Solemn Judgment. And then for your trap hole trap cards, Void Trap Hole card is nice. Negating something with 2,000 or more attack is absolutely busted, and and every single whole normal trap card that you played in can be searched out from Emilio and able to play off from the Captain Atrax, which is amazing. Traptrix Trapple Nightmare card's gonna come out because in this event it was never saw in play. And then Time Space Trap Hole card is amazing. Terrifying cards clutched when needed. Gravedigger to Gravedigger, it is amazing. Because Gravedigger also helps you close out games a lot faster. Break Off Trap Hole cards coming out because in this specific event, I never came across any Link summons in general, while I have Break Off in hand for the sake of Atrax to activate. 3 Floodgate, basic, cards good, and then 3 Holotea, basic, card is Shade Brigandine on crack, but in terms of the Shade Brigandine version of Traptrix, you can literally activate this from your hand without discarding, courtesy of Captain Atrax. And then, if not too much else, 45 is the count, not too much else. And of course, as I already mentioned from before, Change Your Heart. If I didn't mention Change Your Heart from before, it's because in the one game where, in the mirror, is where I happened to stole away the opponent's Elamiris, detached the 2 into Corbage, and then just try to put pressure, but unfortunately lost that one. But it is what it is, though. And then extra deck, Gagagigo the Risen. The card never came up, but he's only there for the sake of being the biggest beat stick out of the ones from the extra deck. Sky Pegasus. He is a spot removal, unless if they have enough life to negate the removal effect of Sky Pegasus, then it's just basically doing the job a lot more. The case about Sky Pegasus is once per turn, soft once per turn, detach 1, target 1 face up monster your opponent controls, kill it unless your opponent pays 1,000 life to negate it. And then Malevolent Sin card is amazing. It has not been in action since normal/rare festival. Spot removal, and this card can close out games if you're able to kill your opponent properly. Elamiris is Traptrix, nothing to say. Digital Book Corbage and Rhinoceros. Corbage has came up a lot more, but Rhinoceros did not, because Rhinoceros, it only takes like a few turns to get the materials out of Corbage in order for you to XZ on top of XZ on top of XZ and so on. So when it comes to Corbage, detach 2 off from a rank 3 or 4 insect, so Elamaris, that's Elamaris, and then Sin for Corbage. Detach 1, target 1 defense monster you control, shuffle it back into the deck. And then if a battle position of a monster's anywhere on the field is changed, doesn't gotta be yours, but most of the times it's your battle position change, +1 material to Corbage by having a insect monster from your graveyard. And then Rhinoceros here, detach 2 from a rank 5 or 6, so Corbage. And then pierce battle damage, pretty sweet. And then once per turn during anyone's turn, detach 1, destroy the 1 monster or more that has the highest defense without targeting. If it turns out to be a tie, all of those monsters ends up killed. And then the 2 links, which are my MVPs of the deck, Radiant and Adipus, for the sake of attack boosters. And with that being said, this is James Polk on this King of the Island Traptrix deck profile for you guys. Now, let us go over to see some in action. Wrong area or wrong selection there. Now, when it comes to the action of Traptrix, you'll see what's up. Normal Myrmilio, getting Holotea, Trap Tantalizing Tune, discarding the Captain Atrax, and 2 set. Foolish. Okay, Luna Light, getting Luna Light Fusion, Allure Darkness, for Yellow Martin, Tiger, Scaled, Yellow Martin, Bounce Back Tiger, bring it back out, Lunar Light Fusion, there's the Retaliating Seed. Lunar Lights to the Banish pile for Cat Dancer. Cat Dancer on Retaliating, I take the 100, Retaliating goes, Retaliate getting Mantis, and 4 set. And face Holotea, and let's go to work. So together for Elamaris, Lunar Light Serenade Dance Triggers, Elamaris, there's the Imperm, Holotea, for Myrmilio. Ooh, Called by the Grave on Myrmilio. Traptrix Garden. Normal Mantis, or Extra Normal Mantis, getting Arachnocampa. Regular Normal Atrax, Arachnocampa, Free Special, Impermanence on Cat Dancer. 3 together for Adipus. Adipus over Cat Dancer, 28. And that is game against Lunalights. And for the next matchup, looking at this hand, I'd say unplayable, not too much. but 2 set and pass. Set a monster. Change your heart. Opponent is on Lyrillust, so nope, we can't do no XZ shenanigans. Attack for 14. Barrel Canary in attack, 1 more set. Another Barrel Canary. Bird Sanctuary. 2 together for Assemble. Time, Space, Trap, Hold. Put it right back. And pass. Normal Arachnocampa. 14, 13, 27. 2 together for Mrs. Radiant. And of course, she's an Earth, debuffs the whole Lyrillust crew. And retaliating, getting Mantis. And that's that for Lyrillust. And in this next matchup, looking at this hand, we're onto something. Normal Mantis, firing off Max C, getting Arachnocampa. Let me take a look. Celestine Wagtail, Mask of Brutality, Jack in the hand, it don't make a difference. And Wing Requital. Needs another Wing Beast, needs a monster. And as for Mask of Brutality, extra 1000 attack and loss of 1000 defense. During each of your standby phase, pay 1000 or kill this card. And then it doesn't make a difference between Jack in the Hand and Celestine because he'll already end up getting a level 1 anyway. So we shuffled the monster. And 2 set. And just like that, Traptrix put up work. And as for the next matchup, looking at this hand, I'd say it's super solid. Normal Captain Atrax, Trap Tantalizing Tune, discard Myrmilio, drew the 2 and 1 set. Lightning Storm, the back row, Blackwing Gale, Floodgate from hand, courtesy of Atrax, Holotea from hand, special for free. Normal Retaliate C. 2 together for Mrs. Radiant. Retaliate C, getting Mantis. Holotea for Myrmilio. Spot removal. There's the Imperm on Atrax. Mrs. Radiant over Blackwing Gale. Myrmilio for 21. Atrax for 23. And 1 set. And the Blackwing player is scooped. And this next matchup, this hand, I'd say it's okay. Set 2, normal Mantis, getting the Captain, Atrax, and pass. Lightning Storm, the back row. Psych, the shield of Arachnocampa comes into play. Okay, first time ever when it comes to Ancient Warriors. They are a series of beast warriors, and they are all about doing something if you happen to control Ancient Warriors in any shape or form. So, let's see what's up with the Ancient Warriors. Masterful Sunmu. Another Ancient Warrior. Cannot target this for attacks. And then send one card from hand or field to the graveyard. Stratos of Ancient Warriors monster. And then Ancient Warriors monster's effects trigger outside of the damage step. Compulse it back to hand as it targets one. Seems pretty nice. And then Graceful Zhugong. Target one continuous spell trap you control, send it, and if you do, add one Ancient Warrior spell trap from deck to hand, so Stratos of spell traps. And then if your other Ancient Warrior monsters triggers, target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So, Impermanence, aka Veiler of sorts. And then Eccentric Lu Jing. Target one continuous spell trap you control, send it to the grave, and if you do, add one Ancient Warrior spell trap with a different name from your graveyard to your hand. So Stratos, Ancient Warrior spell traps, but it's gotta be different names. And then other Ancient Warrior monsters effect triggers, target one spell trap your opponent controls, kill it. So MST, and then Virtuous Liu Juan. While you control another Ancient Warriors, cannot target this card for attacks. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, send one card from hand or field to the graveyard, special one Ancient Warriors from your deck that isn't Liu Xuan. And then, when an attack is declaring involving another Ancient Warrior, draw one. Nice. And then Deceptive Jia Wen. Target one continuous spell trap you control, send it to the grave, and if you do, cut the attack in half of two face-up monsters anywhere on the field until the end of this turn. If a card's more than one your opponent controls gets killed by battle or card effect, target one Ancient Warriors card, spell trap included, that isn't Deceptive Jia Wen, added to your hand. So, a pretty nice recursion. Ingenuous Zhu Kong. If this card is added from deck to hand by the effect of an Ancient Warriors card, spell trap included, free special, so Trickstar Lily Bell of sorts. And then when a spell trap triggers, send one face-up Ancient Warriors continuous spell trap, negate the activation. So Omni negate or spell trap negate. And then a monster effect triggers while you control another Ancient Warriors. Send one face-up Ancient Warrior continuous spell trap, negate the activation. Okay, yeah, so that's definitely Omni negate by Zhu Kong. And then Fearsome Zhang Yuan. All other Ancient Warriors you control cannot be killed by battle. So basically, Zhang Yuan is the guy to go after. And then at the start of the damage step, Ancient Warriors monster battles an opponent's face-up monster, free special from hand, and if you do, that opponent's monster loses 1000 attack. If a card your opponent controls gets killed by battle or card effect, you can target one card your opponent controls, kill it. So more removal out of Zhang Yuan. Savage Don Ying. Level 7 or higher Ancient Warriors, your opponent must pay 400 life points to activate a card or effect. So Masquerade of Ancient Warriors, and then each effect of Don Ying. Normal or special, add one level 7 or higher Ancient Warriors monster or Ancient Warriors continuous spell trap from deck to hand. So he's the Stratos of every Ancient Warrior, except higher than 7. And then if a monster is sent to the opponent's graveyard outside of the damage step, target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, draw one. So DD Crow with a draw. Nice. And then Loyal Guan Yun. This has not seen since normal/rare event. If only your opponent controls a monster, free special from hand, so Pankratops, in terms of free summons. Your opponent cannot target other ancient warriors within card effects, so built-in target protection. And then if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. So this is Infernoid, Harmatic, but it can still attack with it. And then Valiant Zhang De gains 300 attack for each monster your opponent controls during your turn specifically. If you control 2 or more ancient warriors, free special the Zhang De from hand. And then if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can activate this. It's basically Cyber Twin Dragon. Ambitious Chao De. While you control another ancient warriors, your opponent cannot target this card within card effects, and it cannot be killed by opponent's card effects. So untargetable, unkillable by opponent's effects. When it comes to Chao De, if a card's more than one your opponent controls gets killed by battle or card effect, send one other card from hand or field to the grave, free special. And then when this card kills an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, free special that monster to your field in defense. So built-in Goyo Guardian. Nice. Ancient Warriors Rebellious Lu Feng. Must be special, no other ways, by controlling the highest attack Ancient Warriors monster on the field, even if tied. And then special summon once per turn this way. Once per turn during the main phase as a quick effect, destroy the one face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. Also, you cannot activate monster effects the turn you do this except Ancient Warriors. Once per turn during the end phase, if your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack, even if tied, give control of this card to your opponent. The Ancient Warriors Oath Double Dragon Lord. 2 beast warriors including a wind ancient warriors. We all know what's up with this ever since Tri Brigades be abusing this the most. Ancient warriors gain 500 attack and defense. Each of the following effects once. Upon link summon, add 1 ancient warriors card of any kind from deck to hand, and then as a quick effect, send 1 card from hand or field to the graveyard, target 1 face up card your opponent controls, kick it back to the hand. Nice. Ancient Warriors Saga. If you normal or special in Ancient Warriors, target 1 of those monsters, add 1 Ancient Warriors with a different name from deck to hand. Pretty good. And then send from Spell Trap Zone to the grave, special 1 Ancient Warriors from your hand. And then send this on your second standby. And then Ancient Warriors Saga Sun Liu Alliance. And then this saga that happens to be 3 visits. Now, again, as for Sun Liu Alliance, if you control the Ancient Warriors with 2 or more different attributes, declare 1 attribute. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters they currently control within that attribute until the end of this turn. So it's basically Chao Fang. And then if your opponent special summons a monsters or activate an Ancient Warriors effect outside of the damage step, make Ancient Warriors gain 300 for every Ancient Warriors monster you control until the end of this turn, even if it leaves. Ancient Warriors Saga Borrowing of Arrows. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and 1 Ancient Warriors monster you control. Cut the attacks in half, and if you do, add that lost attack, so it's Dark Rebellion. It is sent to the grave. While you control an Ancient Warriors with 2 or more different attributes, place 1 Ancient Warriors continuous spell from hand or deck face up that isn't Borrowing of Arrows. Ancient Warriors Saga East by South Winds. You must send this to the grave during your second standby phase after activation. Once during your main phase, toss a coin. If it's heads, Send this card to the graveyard. If it's sent there, from Spell Trap Zone to the graveyard, activate this. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your Ancient Warrior cards and effects. And all Ancient Warriors gains this supernatural effect. Upon declaring an attack, does not target destroy one card your opponent controls. Ancient Warriors Saga, Deception, and Betrayal. During your main phase, special summon one Ancient Warriors monster from your hand, and if you do, take damage equal to its level times 100. So it's UA Signing Deal of Ancient Warriors. Send this face up from Spell Trap Zone to graveyard. Target one Ancient Warriors monster on the field. Change it to any attribute. Then, if you targeted an opponent's monster, take control of it. So it's Widow Anchor. Ancient Warriors Saga, Defense of Changban. If your Ancient Warrior monsters battles, your opponent cannot activate any spell traps until the end of the damage step, so it's Ancient Gear. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, send this face up from the back row to the graveyard. Your opponent cannot target Ancient Warrior monsters for attacks. And when an opponent's monster declares an attack, banish this card from your graveyard. Special one Ancient Warriors from your deck. Ancient Warriors Saga, Chivalrous Path. If an Ancient Warriors monster will be destroyed by battle, send this card to the graveyard instead, so Saving Grace. If your opponent special summons a monsters, more than one, outside of the damage step, free special one Ancient Warriors token, Beast Warrior, win level 1, 500 both ways. When a card or effect is activated that targets an Ancient Warrior monsters on the field, banish this, negate the activation. And that is every single Ancient Warriors card covered. Tanky for Liu Xuan. Liu Xuan, summon. Floodgate for Saga so that it misses target. Floodgate Liu Xuan passes. Switch to attack. Atrax on the field. Alright, no Tampa over Liu Xuan. Mantis, Atrax for 33. And every back row set. And an Ancient Warrior scooped. And in this next matchup, looking at this hand, I'd say it's pretty solid. Normal Atrax, Ties of the Brethren for Retaliate C and Mantis. And let the games begin. Jirai Gumo, shoutouts to the Paradox Brothers. And in case Atrax is getting ready to be destroyed by Jirai Gumo, Holotea from the hand. Heads being called. Ooh, tails. No. Life points cut in half. And of course, Jirai Gumo taking out Atrax. 3 together for Traptrix Oedipus. Retaliate, getting Mantis. Holotea. Impermanence on Jirai Gumo so that the Traptrix monsters get the boost. Normal. The Mantis revive Atrax, and that is lethal thanks to Jirai Gumo. And in this next matchup, this hand, I'd say excellent. Sting the Poison, so Battle Wasp. Pin the Bullseye. 2 together for B-Trooper Armorhorn. And 2 set. Cosmic Cyclone for Impermanence. Myrmilio activate. Fly and Sting. B Trooper monster exists. Armor Horn. Okay. So negates Myrmilio, kills it. Set. Sting Lancer. Pin and Myrmilio. Shuffle back. Sting Lancer. Getting the formation. The B Trooper field spell. And pass. Formation. 2 to get it for Seraphim. Seraphim. 2 counters. Formation. For Sting Lancer. Sting Lancer. For landing. B Trooper landing. Oh! Ultimate Great Inset. Level 8 Inset. Level 7 Inset. 8 being Mighty Neptune. 7 being Sting Lancer. Special summon once per turn. Either fuse summon or contact fuse by having a inset monster with 2000 defense equipped. Can't be killed by battle once per turn during V battle phase. If a face-up card is in a field zone, it doesn't matter whose, as a quick effect, kill all monsters your opponent controls. So basically this is Battle Butler of insects. Armor Horn. Bring it back. Inzetter Piccofelina. Piccofelina, discard. Field spell. Hook it up for Bio Insect Armor. Extra 1500 attack, 2000 defense during battle and main phase 2 only. Sting the Lancer or Fly and Sting reset button by banishing Seraphim. Trap Tantalizing, discarding Imperm. Lightning Storm on the monsters. B Trooper formation. Normal Atrax. Arachnocampa in hand. Fly and Sting. Token is there. Solemn Judgment, saving Arachnocampa. Over the token, Atrax for 18. Landing, banish 2 insects. Get it back. Battle Wasp, B Trooper player scooped. And last but not least, in this final matchup, this hand, I'd say it's really good. Normal Atrax, Trap Tantalizing Tune on Retaliating Sea, Traptrix Garden, and pass. Lightning Storm on the back row. Normal Sharp Lanius, Floodgated, courtesy of Atrax. Atrax over Sharp Lanius. Normal Fuzzy, Special Strangle, Wing Requital, pay 6, draw to 2. 2 together for Wise Strix. Fuzzy, getting another Fuzzy. Getting out Mimicry, Fuzzy Special, 2 together for 4 Strix. 4 Strix, getting Booster Strix. Wise Strix for Skip Force. There's Retaliating Sea. And since Booster Strix is in hand, that means anything I do in terms of attacking Raid Raptors, we lose our captain. Strix into Air Raid. Void Trap Hole to save Atrax. Mimicry. Getting out the Raid Raptor nest. And pass. Normal Myrmilio. Getting Floodgate. 2 together for Malevolent Sin. Sin, banish Wise Strix to play around Booster Strix. 24, 18. Wise Strix come back. Normal Tribute, Floodgate from hand, courtesy of Atrax on the Tribute Lanius, and pass. Malevolent Sin, banish Wise one more time. Atrax over Tribute Lanius, 27. more boost and more ranks. Normal booster Strix. Nest getting Strangle. Strangle special. 4 Strix. 4 Strix getting Strangle. Y Strix for Skip Force. Skip Force on 4 Strix for Air Raid again. Air Raid on Atrax. But before Atrax goes, Terrifying on Revolution Falcon Air Raid and have it banished so that Revolution Falcon will not come out. Take the 18 from that damage. And the Raid Raptor player scooped. That's gonna do it for this event. And of course, more additional missions will be up sooner rather than later. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.